So, clear that energy up and life will flow. We're not clearing up because it's moral. We're clearing up because we want our life to flow. We want good harmony, and we want good harmony for ourselves. And by that starting point, I want also good harmony for you. Because how do I have good harmony for myself if I don't also want good harmony for you? Disconnect. See what I mean? It's all a web. Plug into it, and it'll serve you. All right, what's up, everybody? At home, everybody here. It's so cool to be here with people. Oh, they turned fucking phones. Just playing. Not really, but you know. You know, sometimes I know I have some awareness that I might look a little uptight to some people, so sometimes I just like to let people know that I'm not. And but I don't really know. And what I love, I was just thinking before we started, well, I like to pay attention where the moon is in the sky. And the moon is, of course, it's waxing right now. And so in a couple of days, it'll be full. So it's a really nice time when the moon is in its kind of waxing phase and getting stronger. It doesn't quite have the intensity of a full moon, which full moons are awesome, but there's a reason why police stations and hospitals pay attention to when it's a full moon, because energy gets big and energy is overflowing. And so if you're doing yoga, for instance, and meditation, that can be really, really helpful and really give you some nice momentum and shakti and this type of thing. But if, you're out acting a fool somewhere or causing suffering and harm, then that also will increase or could harm, other people are harmed, etc. So point being is that energy can go whatever way. And full moon, not positive, not negative, neutral. Waxing moon, not positive, not negative, neutral. Waning moon, not positive, not negative, neutral. Sometimes when we pay attention to things like astrology, it's easy to kind of lose bigger context. And so you say it's a difficult transit, or nobody likes difficult times to come into their lives. We would much rather have easy times, true? And joyful times when we're able to be enjoying the pleasures of life. Reality is, everybody gets difficult times, no doubt about it, and they're going to come no matter what, as long as we're living in a human body on planet Earth. We know that for sure. Because, for instance, when we've all been experiencing what they would say in Jyotish, the glance of Shani, for the last couple of years. In other words, the kind of bearing down of Saturn, Shani, slow moving, causes us, stops us in our tracks and causes us to look at our karmas. And not to just look at them, but to experience them so that we will look at them. What does that mean? Sometimes we have to be slowed down by nature in order to pay attention to what nature is trying to get us to listen to and trying to get us to see and to feel. And so the glory of yoga, not just astrology, that's why I'm only really into yogic astrology, is that's what yoga is all about. You're endeavoring to have a healthy sense of awareness. You're endeavoring to explore deeper and deeper what this life is all about and to experience what's the center of this thing. That's that great mystery. And so, as a practitioner of yoga, as living like a yogi, by that I don't mean, you come to yoga classes, or you do yoga practice in the morning at home. Okay, sure, that's good. I do that. However, what it means to me, at least, is it's the Dharma practice. It's endeavoring to keep a living awareness of that mystery, and to make it come alive inside of us, and to help our minds become genuinely happier, help our bodies to help us to feel comfortable in our bodies. And so, of course, we're more healthy in that way. But then when sickness does come, which it will for all of us, come on, y'all, this thing ends. So when it does come around, you have the heart to go through it, and for it to not take us into despair and fear, but that even the most difficult things, the catastrophes of our life, will take us deeper into love and deeper even into joy, actually, because we find out what's really there that way. That's what Mother Nature brings the hard times. Prakriti, she is, when I say Mother Nature, because we don't really have the English words for these concepts. So part of what Dharma talking is just kind of unpacking the language sometimes. And so Prakriti is she who wishes to become many. That force. The mother whose womb the whole universe is born through. That's Prakriti. So, Mother Nature doesn't quite do it. It's part of it, Mother Nature. It's part of it. So this is why it becomes goddess worship in the East. I grew up in going to the synagogue every Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, and Hebrew school and all of that type of stuff. That was my first, 13 years. And now at this point in my life, I appreciate it, but back then I did not really, not most of the time. But we were, part of that was, don't worship things. That was one of the commandments you learn. But what's more important is the context of the language that we're using, to me. Because when I went over to India and experienced how they worship and how they bow, I was like, oh, this is something different. So much of our misunderstandings about others has to do with language and having good context to how we language things. Because that bowing's not worshiping something, that bowing's receiving. That bowing because it's love affair, not because you're putting something else above you. So it's just a difference of cultures, that's all. But that resonated. So the wonderful thing about practicing yoga and living like a yogi, whereas everything, that's what's wonderful about yoga, is from the center of it is love. Meaning that in the kind of foundational understanding of Dharmic teachings is that the nucleus of this whole thing is three primary qualities, three primary energies that we can't really describe it. So we can only describe its qualities. Because when you're trying to put language on something that's incomprehensible, you have to just, go a little more towards poetry than scientific. And so they say there's three magnetic qualities, and that's pure energy, pure intelligence, and pure love. And that's what that becomes in the Sanskrit language, Sat Chit Ananda. And so pure energy gives us all the innate desire that we want to live, and we want to live forever. We do not want to die. We don't want to be terminated. We would like an extension, please. You know what I mean? You want to keep, especially if you're connected to your life, you want to live. That's the beauty of being connected to the life. And not pushing away our suffering, embracing our suffering, because it will teaches us how to live. Teaches us how to live with good joy, good vitality. You can't have joy by not paying attention to the suffering, because it never gets metabolized and it lingers in the organism. It causes depression. Make sense? You know what I mean? I just know it because I've got depression myself. You know what I mean? I'm in a human body living on planet Earth and everything going on. How do you not? But that's not all that I got. I just don't want it to dominate me, so therefore, I think it's smart. Keep my nervous system healthy. Eat good food. Be kind to each other. Have the intelligence of kindness. And in the middle, everyone wants to know what's real, what is true. That's pure energy. Everyone wants to live forever. Pure intelligence, or what's tejas. That's where fire element comes from, light. Tejas, light is intelligence. That's the innate human desire. Out of the three innate magnetic qualities of the nucleus of life comes the three innate human desires. Everyone wants to know what is real, what is true. Don't we? We want to know what's true. We don't want to lie. And it comes all the way down into our personal life, up into the most macrocosmic, existential, cosmic questions. Personal life, you don't want nobody to lie. That's not good communication. That creates a distortion of the energetic connection. True? So, clear that energy up, and life will flow. We're not clearing up because it's moral. We're clearing up because we want our life to flow. We want good harmony, and we want good harmony for ourselves. And by that starting point, I want also good harmony for you. Because how do I have good harmony for myself if I don't also want good harmony for you? Disconnect. See what I mean? It's all a web. Plug into it, and it'll serve you. And that's what the yogis teach. It's glorious stuff. That's why I'm into it. So it's not so much I come here as like we're going to learn things, but it's more just to open up the space and to enjoy things and to remember how to enjoy our bodies, how to enjoy our minds, how to enjoy life, how to enjoy the discovery of life. As Dharma, often we use it in the context or the definition of the word purpose, like finding your deepest purpose. But sometimes it's also used in just, okay, your purpose in this incarnation, in this life. I have a Dharma as a father, clearly, because I got a son. That's how you know. Do you have a Dharma as to be a parent? Do you got kids? If you do, it will be very clear really quick that you have a Dharma as a parent, because it's going to hold your attention. And if you don't give it your attention, it's going to get your attention from other directions. So how does life flow? How do we get life to be harmony? Is to look at what is in our life giving us actually, and be there for it. We all have a debt to our parents, whether we like it or not. Somehow you got into the world. It's not saying it's some huge debt. I'm just saying there's a reality, there's a physics to it. That somebody kept you alive when you weren't big enough to keep yourself alive. Somebody did. Somebody fed us. You know? So all of that, to live in such a self-centered way, and I'm not speaking in a judgmental, I'm talking to my own mind. To live in such a self-centered way to where we're not in harmony with our with our relationships, creates such a pain in the heart. And so, yes, it hurts sometimes to really go there. But by going there, you liberate it. Now, Kundalini Yoga, this will give you the vitality to go there. That doesn't sound fun. What? The vitality to go to my suffering. But that's part of it. But it also gives you the vitality to hold your joy, hold your happiness, hold your good spirit, hold your cheerfulness. But not cheerfulness that it's facade, cheesy spiritual cheerfulness, but genuine cheerfulness. That's not it's nothing I'm putting on. This is generating from me. And so that means we just have to be authentic. And if we don't feel cheerful, we're not faking like we feel cheerful. But that means let me cultivate it. Let me use these difficult times to cultivate the things. I'm just not naturally, I don't naturally have boundless compassion. I didn't come in that way at this lifetime. Maybe I did as a little baby, but no, I have karmas, I'm certain of it, from well before this lifetime. I don't pretend to understand how it works, but I know I came in here with tendencies. And then you get more tendencies from mom, dad, and society, etc. We all know that trip. What I'm saying is to be boundlessly compassionate, meaning without boundaries, meaning to not have biases on who I share my good feelings about. But I recognize the value in cultivating that. And so just like I might cultivate something else that I don't have that I see the value in cultivating, I see the value in having joy. So it's not that either I'm joyful or not, I'm cultivating that. That's what Dharma practice is all about. That's why I say, good, you have a yoga practice where you do meditations and your physical stuff, pranayama, all of it. Definitely, I do it. That's how I get my mind in alignment with all of that and hold it and help to hold it. To remember to not lose track of my joy. Remember to not lose track of my love, and remember to not lose track of my kindness, because it gets challenged a lot. Does y'all's? My kindness gets challenged a lot. So what is that vitality? It's not codependency. It's not letting anyone step on me. I wouldn't cross me. But it's holding space, and it's keeping kindness in our hearts. And what actions we take out of that has infinite expressions and potentialities. It might sometimes it'll have you, boom, it'll be like Gandalf when he puts his staff down. It's like, you don't get near that guy. You know what I mean? He's upset. But there's kindness in there. You know what I mean? It's aligned. You see? Bring that. If you're going to bring some aggression, make sure there's kindness at the center of it. Otherwise, it's creating new karmas that we have to deal with. That's what I think. I'm not a master of it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm a practitioner. That's all I think I can be. Because I don't even know what mastery is. I like it that way. I like to just not coming here to improve ourselves. We're coming here to take care of ourselves, definitely. To uplift ourselves, yes. It is to enjoy ourselves. It's to enjoy how we already are, actually, right now, not changing anything. That's, to me, a big, big, big part of it. Feel good in our body, feel good in our skin, feel good in our mind, and having that sense that, yeah, that's what I'm all about at some level. I might not be able to communicate what that is in words, but I can feel my energy. I can feel my good energy. I can feel my creative energy, and I'll live through it. And that will be challenged. Why will it be challenged? Because all the tendencies, all the everything, there's going to be adversity in our lives. Things are going to happen that are going to break our hearts. Things are going to happen that are going to give us great desire and attachment. Those are two sides of the same coin. So it's when I know that's the case, and I'm not acting like I'm above it, I know that's the case, then I can build myself for that. And go in with that context to where even when it's real heartbreak, I'm good. Because it's blossoming me. It's causing me to experience more and more truth, reality. Because the third magnetic power generates the third innate human desire is everybody wants to experience love. But not just love. We don't want just love. We want supreme love. We want never-ending love. We want this is the mythology that a lot of our fairy tales tap into. Some of them might get a little too fairy tale-ish sometimes, I don't know. Myths, I think, are very good, but I think it's important to have a balance of all types of myths. We don't have a lot of like dark goddess myths that we grew up with in Western modern culture, but we do have Cinderella and this type of thing. There's nothing wrong with Cinderella, but if that's like the dominant myth, someday that fairy tale has to die. Not just for women, men too, everyone, all genders. And so therefore, if we have mythology in our life, meaning we have that kind of, we're not interested just in the marriage, we're also interested in death, because we know the value of death. That may sound weird, but it's absolutely true. To find the value in remembering that things end. That's how you appreciate things. But for many of us, the fear of that even notion is so charged in our nervous systems that we're unable to get to its good medicines. And that we realize that nothing ends. Nothing real ends. That's what the ultimate, I think, definition of Dharma likely is Dharma as reality itself. Dharma is the great mystery itself. And how in the basic, simple way in yoga practice, how do we define reality? That which is non-changing, that which is non-dying. Then it sends you on the discovery of what is that? What is that is that what the center of me is? And that what the center of consciousness is? And that whole, what is generating that web is, the web of life. All of this, pure energy, pure intelligence, pure love. So that's beautiful. That's what you're endeavoring to make alive in your life on the daily. So it becomes very practical. You got to deal with the little screaming kid. I've been seeing a lot of babies around. Have y'all been seeing a lot of babies? I think, is this 2020, we were all locked up and now the babies are popping out? I was walking around in Nevada City over the weekend, and I don't know, is this just me, or is like everybody got a 1-year-old baby? I was like, I'm glad I don't have a 1-year-old baby. Ready to tune in? Let's go. All love to those who do. Inhale deep. Exhale. Only people who are parents have that compassion. I'm sure everyone does, but when you have been a parent and you've been up with that screaming little fucking kid for however many hours through the night, and you've been sleep deprived for 4 months now, it's just real. You have that, I'm so glad it's not me. Oh, how you doing? Hey, thanks for watching on YouTube. Best easy way to stay in touch with us. Hit the subscribe button here. You'll see our videos when they come up. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. It'll help more people see it, help the channel grow. I appreciate you watching.